Okay, so my apologies. I think we got disconnected briefly. Okay, so I'm guessing I can just bump this up a little bit because I think some areas are not really covered that well. Ah, okay, yeah, thank you, Oscar. Yeah, oh well, the internet. All right, so let's export these out. That's pretty much what we need to do here with Substance Painter. Let's export this out back to our natural caves. Let's create a new folder for the cave walls. So select folder. I'm just going to export it at 2K. I'm not going to worry about going too high in resolution. So I'm just going to do document channels, normal, and AL, and export. So the export has finished. There we go. We have everything in here. Um, and like I was saying, if you look at this, you could have used this space for two other different looking wall sections. So let's go in and I'm gonna save this. So uh, natural caves. So I'm gonna place it right here. Cave walls. So now let's do the baking for the floor. We'll see how that turns out. I'm kind of curious myself. So let's get the floor. It's kind of wavy. So let's do the bake. I don't know, for some reason they set this up to like 512. I don't know what the reasoning behind that was. All right, so let's do this one as well. Let's just bump this up from the beginning to 0.05 because we want a little bit more distance for our rays. So bake that. All right, so let's see this churning something out. I'm hoping it's gonna be great. Yeah, so what I was saying earlier was that you're probably going to be able to take this and kind of bend it around and give it a different some different shapes to this floor. Also, the other thing that I'm going to do, and now that I'm thinking of it, is I use this to see if I can get a blend map. So if you get a blend map and all these higher points, I guess is what you want to call them, you make them show rock, and then the bottom is going to be mud or something. Hopefully that's just going to look a little better. Okay, so let's try and bake this out and bump this up a little more because I'm not really doesn't you don't get some of the details in here, so I'm guessing maybe they weren't that many. Um, so come on, bake. Alright, there we go. Let's export these as well. And bam. And natural caves. This is going to be cave 4. And so select that and export. I'm kind of not really liking the 8 bits, but I guess it's going to have to do for this purposes. Okay. So let's just make sure we save this so we don't have to, if we need to create it, we don't have to create it one more time. So cave Okay, so now the fun part begins. Let's go to Photoshop. Um, and like I said, I'm hoping the stream doesn't, if it cuts out on you, please let me know. Alright, so let's fire up Photoshop. So while that is starting up, whoa, I guess it did. That was pretty darn quick. What I was going to do is actually just give these some materials. So let's do this as hopefully. Come on. Just adding a material. I'm not like doing much. Alright, so while that is churning away, let's bring in okay, yeah, sorry about that. It's probably a combination of my internet as well. Not the highest internet speeds around here, so we're going to need our AO and our normal. Let's bring these into Photoshop. Let's see. Yay, it finally added a material. That was so complicated. Alright, so this is going to be the cave wall. So let's just export the FBX and select that object. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking I'm going to do this with I'm gonna do this through Cryengine because I've been having a bunch of issues with the FBX importer. It just crashes the engine for no reason whatsoever. So yeah, I'm just gonna use B2Cry for this. But first of all, let's select kind of a point on the bottom. I'm just gonna use this as my yeah, I'm gonna use that. So right now I'm just doing this to make sure that I'm the object looks good in the engine. And Mark, unfortunately, probably for next week is when we're going to try and actually build the cave in Blender and then export it out. We'll see how it actually turns out. You know, it's no point in spending the time if this is going to look terrible. Yeah. But kind of wondering, was this the one that we were using? I think this one's pretty high poly. I mean, it's still kind of high poly, but. Oh, come on. Please don't crash, you turd. Alright, so we'll let this run its course. So let me pull up, I keep forgetting the order of the Cryengine detail maps and what exactly needs to go into what slot. So first of all, let's create a new document. There it is. So once this thing loads, yeah, I'm hoping it will look okay too, Mark. The only problem that I'm having right now is that I can't remember what layer I had my walls low poly on. Now this is the high poly here. Oh, it's on that. I forgot. Actually, I think they overlap. Alright, so come on. Okay, so let's at least create one of these guys. So we're looking at the wall. This is going to be the detail map. First of all, what we need to do is, according to the documentation, is turn, let's just duplicate this here a little bit. So we need to go into levels and turn this down to 128. Okay. So now let's start moving this stuff into the new file. So Control C, and this one goes into the red channel. Now the normal map red channel, so this one goes into the green channel of the detail map. Now the gloss map of the sculpt, where I'm not sure how they get a gloss map out of the sculpt. Maybe they do textures as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use the ambient occlusion to create some kind of a gloss map, whatever you want to call it. So I mean, it's hardly used anyway, so we'll copy this and we'll place it into the green channel. Normal map. No, actually, we already have that. It's in the blue channel. It's the gloss map. There we go. And now we need to create an alpha, and we got the normal map green channel. So, oh crap. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention here. So this from the ambient occlusion, this is our gloss, and needs to go into here. I was kind of thinking there's something there already. So what gives? There it is. So it's starting to look more like a detail map. Let's add the alpha. So in the alpha, we need to grab the green channel, normal map green channel. So there's, well, come on. So the green channel will go into our alpha. So that's looking more like a detail map, at least for the most part. So let's save this out, and we want to save this into natural cave. Let's create a full with cave second attempt. Alright, so this is going to be cave walls underscore detail, and save. So this is going to have to be a detail merge albedo normal smoothness, because they like that terms even if it probably doesn't do anything. Okay, so there's that. Let's go into Blender and hopefully get to our low poly. So let's move this GY. What the heck, man? This can't be the one that I used. Can it? Oh, this is so annoying sometimes. And especially when it runs just as slow as it does right now. So, what the hell? This is the high polygon one, and I know I had in one that was a lower polygon. Well, so what I'm gonna do here, because this is severely annoying me, I'm gonna start a new instance of Blender and just bring in uh, that OBJ that I've used for uh, import OBJ, and let's see, low poly for big, so thinking this one might be the one. Yeah, that looks more like it. Finally. Oh, that was a pain in the neck. Alright, so let's create a material. This is going to be the cave walls, or just walls, I guess. We'll do okay. And let's move on to layer 2 and also bring in our floor. I was just too much of a pain dealing with the other document because it's just so high poly. So this is going to be floor. Okay, I'm thinking maybe, yeah, let's add some notes to this. Floor, and let's do material convention, none, and also add physics proxy. There's the box. Alright. Just gonna toggle the console and move it to the side. So generate material, selected nodes, and let's see, where do I want to export? I want to put it in natural cave second attempt. So let's see if that came through into the engine. Well, that is if the engine does not crash. There it is. So let's see, cave. Second attempt, cave floor. Yeah, this is one of the issues, and I don't know if it's something related to B2Cry or what it is, but I think I need to rename the proxy material because it doesn't really do it properly apparently, or it just lacks something. But and now I would have used, like I said, the mesh, the FBX importer in Cryengine, but lately it has been terrible. Or I mean, I don't know what's going on, but it just crashes the engine every single time. So let's try doing this again and see if that fixes things. Well, that's severely annoying. Let's see, scaling. Oh, maybe I need to apply my rotations and all that. So let's try this again. Well, that's frustrating. You sometimes need nerves of steel when it comes to Cryengine. So there's a key for that proxy. What am I missing? Hmm. Oh, let's try it via the FBX methods. and hopefully it won't crash. We'll see about that. Alright, so architecture. For the most part, it's been working nice for me, but it's those moments that it crashes that you're kind of, okay, why did it just do that? Alright, so this is going to be our proxy. Okay, yeah, I know, you're bugged out window, I know. Alright, so let's generate the material here. So we have this one is going to be our proxy. So generate material. There, let's use that. Sure. Alright, so usually it usually fails when I'm trying to actually save the FBX. Um, but not this time. Yay! Oh, that's good. So there's our floor, right? Now let's we can actually apply the material to this. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to cheat a little bit and copy the material from one of my cave walls here, because it might be a little quicker. And then we'll change the detail map. So let's select this one, and I'm just going to bring in this, and we got physics proxy, which we want it at no draw, and then the floor. So here we can paste our material. For some reason this window always keeps popping up. I don't know what that is for, but okay, so let's bring this into the light a little bit. Right now our cave has a different detail map. It's the detail map from the original cave walls. So down here I'm just going to go ahead and change this to hopefully this one, I believe. The only one thing to note here is that you know, your tiling is gonna matter. So, and this is funny. I've actually brought in um, the detail map for the cave walls and not the floor. So yeah, go figure. Okay, let's do the detail map for the cave floor as well. So I'm gonna just close these out. No, I do not want to save this. This is already there, and no, I don't want to save this. So let's go into cave walls and bring in our cave floor. And again, we just need this and that. So let's create a new document again to 2K by 2K document. All right, so I'm gonna come on. Just gonna put this to the side here, and I'm gonna look at the documentation. So first, the A opaque of the sculpt. This one. Again, we're gonna have to apply this little change into the levels, and let's save this, and this one goes into our red channel. Now the normal map, we want to grab its red channel and place it into the green channel of the detail. So we have the red, we have the green, and the blue we're going to have to put the gloss map of the sculpt. So I guess gloss map, I'm going to cheat again and just try and use this. Probably not the best way to do things, but hey, you pushed me into a corner. So it's kind of looking like the original ambient occlusion, but we'll try and make it work. So that goes into the blue channel. And now the alpha takes the normal map green channel. So let's go to normal and select the green and place it into the alpha. So now there's our detail map. Hopefully this looks okay in the engine. So let's save this out as cave floor detail. And save that. And OK. So down here, let's actually select the proper detail map this time. So hopefully that gets compiled. So there's something happening there. We're getting some kind of detail map happening. And just bumping up the scale, makes it, more or less intense. Now that I remember, we were baking the displacement, so we're gonna try and use that and see if we can do a blend layer, where we got this kind of rock showing, and then underneath maybe moss or something, at least for now. But let's finish off first. Let's finish off our walls. That was the last thing. That's the last thing left. Okay, so for this one, let's. I actually like using B2 Cry because it just creates a box for you. So pretty darn easy. So let's export this as an FBX as well. So this is going to be the walls. And export. So back into Cryengine. Let's do the import real quick. So got the cave walls, and as well this is going to be physics proxy. The one thing that I don't really like is that when importing the physics proxy, it doesn't make it as a primitive, and I wasn't sure. I've tried to make the proxy as there's an option here to create the primitive for it, but I guess it never really worked out for me, so I can't tell what's wrong. Alright, so this is going to be our proxy. So let's generate the material. This is cave walls. Alright, and let's also save this mesh as cave walls. That's good. Save. Yay, no crash. That was awesome. So there's our cave walls here. My grid is a little big, so let's do this, make it so this doesn't jump all over the place like that. Alrighty, so just gonna copy this material. So copy this, and then on the cave walls, I'm gonna paste it right here. Alright, so there's that. Of course, with the wrong detail map, so we just gotta fix that. In the meantime, I was just doing an old draw on that proxy. Alright, so let's use the proper detail. So with that said, I think that looks kind of interesting the way it's doing that. And of course, you can make the tiling a little bigger. So right now, I'm, you know, if you're looking at the diffuse, um, you'll see that my tiling UV is 8 by 8. But we also have to make sure that in our detail, we also do the tiling as 1 divided by 8. So this is going to be 0.125 and 0.125. So as you can see here, you know, the detail is showing where it's supposed to. So there it is. Ah, come on. Trying to rotate this is just giving me a hard time. So right now it might be a little strong. I can probably tone it down a little bit because it's all the way up to 10. So, you know, if you bring it down maybe to something like this, it might work a little better. And you know, then you have it on the other side, and I think it's looking pretty good. Um, yeah, so, and then you pair this with the floor, you know, just trying to see how it might look. Um, you know, if you bend it like this, at least for now, you know, it's not going to be. So there's that. Maybe you can also use it for the ceiling. You know, maybe even for the floor. Why not? So as I was saying earlier, you'll see that this is one of the things I like. That you know, now you can pull this forward a little bit, and you're not going to notice the seam like where it joins to this as bad. And I think that might work out pretty well. You know, so maybe this one you wanted to, you know, spin it around its axis a little bit, but here you're not going to notice the seam in the texture so bad. So the other reason that, you know, you also have an outside to this, at least in this situation, is that once you update your lighting, you know, for the SVOGI, it's gonna hopefully turn out okay. So let me just make a few more sections of this because it's going to look a little weird if you know, there's light coming from this side and from the other side. So let me just duplicate this real quick, just like that, and maybe, you know, place it a little bit this way. Maybe rotate one of these ceiling pieces around a little bit so, you know, it's kind of tilted this way. So just for lighting purposes, just gonna grab one of these big pieces to cover the back exit of it. Just kind of place it right there. So let's see. Once we update our geometry, let's see what we get out of it. Hopefully, it can process this. We'll see how it turns out. And the last thing we'll try and do is see if we can do that blend map for the floor, because I think that would be pretty interesting. So there's our cave. I think it turned out okay. Um, you know, lighting definitely helps as always. Lighting is always going to be helpful. So let's see if we can get back to where that bake was at. I can't remember if I still have it. Hopefully I do. Um, I know it was for one of the low poly planes, but if I didn't save it, then it might have done a boo boo. Oh yeah, no, indeed. I mean, the decals will be, easy to add. Uh, I was originally thinking of adding them as a second texture, so that they're flush against the mesh. Um, and But what that would bring would be it might become too repetitive. And now this thing is just completely frozen. Come on, you piece of junk. Yeah, I think I lost that. So let's just do a quick bake again, because I don't know why it just didn't save it, because I didn't close my session, so it's kind of weird why I did that. So let's see, that's not it. Now every single one too is just killing it. It's very intensive right now. So yeah, maybe I'll just go in here and go to layer 2 and try and import the high poly. Cave floor, high poly. There we go. Hopefully I can bake that displacement again and use that as a blend map. That's what I'm hoping for. So any minute now, come on, we can do this. So while that is loading, let's do Mark's suggestion and throw in maybe a couple of decals here and there. So miscellaneous decal. So the upside of um, having proxies is that you place your decals based on a proxy, so that's pretty darn nice. Yeah, indeed, Mark. Especially, I got so much stuff running on it right now. It's just all crazy. So let's make sure. Sometimes you want to, maybe pull these in a little bit. So I'm gonna go into some of these and maybe a leaking detail or a decal or something like that. Let's see, what do we have here? Leaking. There's some more leaking there. I can try using that one maybe. Um, rotating it around. So let's actually throw a light in there. So we get a little bit of a. I mean, you're gonna need your light in here. So the light is definitely gonna help with emphasizing the detail. So there's one of the decals that I have. It's probably not the best one. It could use a little bit more darkness, or something that's a little darker. So maybe try this one. You know, something like that. Um, maybe scale it up a little bit. You know, have something like so. Let's see, maybe this finally loaded. Finally, it did. Alright, so let's select our high poly. Let's select our, wherever that one is, our low poly, and create a new 4096, 4096. And let's try and bake the displacement. I haven't done a lot of displacement baking, so I'm not entirely sure how these would affect that. Um, I mean, it seems last time it did bake something that looked like a displacement, so I'm thinking it's gonna do. It's gonna do okay. Alright, so there it is. Let's save this image out. We'll save it as a PNG, and this is gonna be hopefully a floor blend. We'll see how this works, because I also have the other texture that's pretty tiled. So I'm thinking it might not come out as good as I'm thinking, but we'll see. Alright, so we have that. Let's actually jump into where is that thing? Let's go into where I saved this so we can open it in Photoshop and do a little bit of tweaking, because right now it's just a bunch of gray in there. And we want to make it a little bit more closer to black and white. Alright, so where were we? Natural, or natural, there we go. Natural cave. Cave second attempt. Is this where I saved it? Probably not. Where did I save it? Good question. Save as image. Oh, it was there. Oh, interesting. Alright, so hopefully now it's in here. So let's bring that into Photoshop. And see if we can tweak some of these values. Oops, I did not want to do that. Just wanted to do a duplicate. And then levels. So that's not looking good. I hate the look of that. I don't like these lines. Oh man, I tell you what. Well, so let's kind of do it like this. And what I'll do is I'm going to apply some blur to it. So we're going to do a blur more. We're going to do this a few times. Let's try also some Gaussian blur. It's probably going to be a little bit better. Alright, so let's save this as the blend and see if we can get something out of it. There we go. And we're just going to lower this to 2K. Alright, so let's jump into Cryengine. And for this, let's grab the texture. And right here, we're going to try and turn on blend layer. Where is that? Blend layer. So the blend layer has its own tiling. That's why we gotta be careful with it. So right now I was using a blend to try and get some, for my original cave walls, I was trying to use a blend that looks like this to get some a little bit of different color on the edges, you know, so that could be something to look at as well. It didn't have a very big effect on what I had, but you know, it could be worth a look. So where were we? Or actually, this is not. I guess this is a proper one. Yeah. So for blend, let's use that. And let's see. We want this to be our blending map for the floor is going to be let's see, 2125, hopefully. And let's see, do we use? I guess we kind of use the same. No, it's a different texture, so that's good. So let's try going into and using like a moss looking texture. So you do get some difference between them, I'm hoping. Or at least anything that, even like a red color. So let's see, I know that I was using one that was in this folder called Glot. So here I'm hoping that maybe there's an interesting moss like that. There it is. And let's see, so we got the blending. So we're in the right place. So actually there's our moss. It's kind of shown right now. Let's see if we can do anything with it. So as you can see, it's being applied here and there, but definitely not exactly what I was the way I was hoping that it would be applied. So that's a little bit of a downer, I would say. I mean, not necessarily bad. It's probably um, in here. I might need to do this even darker. So let's try saving this one and see if we get any change. Imperative. So that thing is compiling. And I mean, you do see that it's kind of applied where the rocks are, but it's not, it's definitely far from perfect. That looks all better that way. But yeah, still not exactly what I was hoping for. Let's see. So the weird thing is, okay, I had my detail turned off, so it kind of looked a little funky that it's missing some details in there. Okay, so there's our detail map, and I'm guessing the blend is, showing up a little bit, but not entirely perfect. But I mean, that's hopefully an idea, and hopefully you get to try it out. Um, of course, this floor it might look a lot better if it had like a not the same rock like the walls, and maybe something else like a uh, maybe some mud with rocks in it. I'm not entirely sure, but um, I'll keep playing around with it today, and hopefully show you guys some kind of result. The walls themselves, I think they turned out okay. Um, and once you move them around a little bit, and just have a little bit more variety in there. Um, Also, if you throw in a couple of rocks here and there, and make this so that it's not so flat, that's definitely going to help. With that said, that's going to be it for me. I know it was a pretty long stream today, so I'm gonna grab some lunch and try and see if I can figure something better for these floors, just to make them look a little bit more interesting, and hopefully something gives, right? All right, you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Maybe we'll continue some work on this cave, and maybe if I have some more progress on the floor, I'll show you that. But until then, you guys take care, okay? Bye.